She re-shoved it up your ass after taking the kids to Pittsburgh? How did she re-shove it up your ass?
It's an everyday thing, and I probably shouldn't even talk about it because if I want to do anything about it, I can't talk about it. Meaning,
Legally and all that stuff?
Legally, yeah.
Yeah, here's the best thing is just to let it play out and trust God on it. Because at this point, legally, you're just gonna waste you're gonna spin your wheels.
Yeah, yeah. Let it play out.
Just go see these kids. Well, go ahead, Patrick.
I said, what else can you do? I mean, just let it play out and pray, and let's see where the cards fall.
Yeah, like that.
Feel sorry for you.
Fuck it.
It's funny. It kind of plays in. Have you guys been watching the Roe versus Wade preliminary shit going on in this country?
I'm trying to catch it as much as I can. What's going on?
Well, here's the weird thing about Roe v. Wade. So everybody, has this understanding of Roe v. Wade that's just completely inaccurate. Roe v. Wade ended up being about confidentiality between a patient and a doctor because the essence of Roe, who was pregnant, by the time the case got heard, she'd already had the kid. So the Supreme Court heard the case based on the fact that in perpetuity, you were going to have pregnant people that would bring a similar case that would never have an opportunity to have it heard as a result of the 9-month, carrying a kid and extended amount to get it into court. But the essence of the decision of the Supreme Court, it was a Republican Supreme Court. 5 Republicans voted to uphold Roe's rights to privacy with her doctor. And I'll talk about those rights. 2 Democrats, and then the other 2 split. So it was actually a Republican decision, which a lot of people don't know. The other part that's interesting about Roe v. Wade is they actually said, all right, during the first trimester, you have doctor-patient confidentiality. So they upheld that. And then they said after the first trimester, it goes to the states so that they can work on the baby and the mother's health and the viability of the baby. Now, the word viability of the baby then became bastardized because what they basically said is after the first trimester, do what you got to do with your doctor. After that, the state can take the decision, which is perfect, right? Would be a very reasonable position. If you're, on the side where you like babies, like I am, like you are, you might say, 3 months, whatever, but it's not a bad compromise between the 2 sides. What science has shown and neurologists has shown based on modern science is that the baby actually starts to feel pain at around 12 weeks. So that's after the first trimester. So if you're going to make that decision, the first trimester is a very reasonable part. Anything after that becomes very brutal and rather fucking disturbing, considering modern science and the fact that this is now a human being that, can feel pain. Right. Feeling pain is a pretty big threshold, and neurologists have nailed that down. So anything after 12 weeks, you got to be a sick, twisted fuck, or you just might not know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might not know. So the original ruling of Roe v. Wade is basically first trimester, then it moves to the states. That's extremely reasonable. But because they use the word viability of the child, it's been used to bastardize of viability, meaning the child can live, on its own. Like, I know my father's 72 years old. He couldn't live on his own. If his wife left, once the wine ran out, and the cable got cut off, he'd be dead in a week.
It sounds like
you can twist viable. So
the word viable was twisted.
You can make the viable cover so much and so little. It just a fast talker turns that into. It's easy.
The intent of the Supreme Court was pretty clear, but that word has been bastardized. So if the country